Awesome. Thank
There
you.
you go. Thank you. What's up, my guy?
What's good with it? What
you doing?
can you say about your anticipation for getting this thing started?
Man, I'm just ready. I'm ready to go. I mean, it's been a long time. It's been a long wait, and I just can't wait to get back on this field. You know, we still got a bad taste in our mouth from what happened last year, but, you know, we just want to erase that taste and, you know, get ready for Saturdays this year.
What's the biggest thing you think that you've improved on since last season?
I think, honestly, everything. My fluidity in my hips, my leadership on the team, like verbal leadership, has definitely gotten better. My ball skill has also gotten better as well.
What have you seen out of the team so far?
Man, I just seen a lot of guys come to work every single day ready to go. You know, hungry. We don't want to have the same season that we had last year, and everybody understands that. Even though we got a lot of new guys right now, they don't want to be a part of that either. So, you know, like I say, everybody just wants to go back to work, and we're hungry just to be good.
How much do you guys talk about last season? You know, is that something that's still looked at, or have you turned the page with so many new guys? You know, what is that like? How much of y'all have turned the page, so to speak?
I think we've turned the page for the most part, but it still gets brought up in conversation for the simple fact that, you know, we don't want to repeat it. You know, so, but I feel like for the most part as a team, we have definitely turned the page. So, yeah.
How much are you surprised at what happened last season?
Very much surprised.
Yeah.
You know, I can go into detail, but I'm not going to go into detail because it's just a fresh start. But, like, yeah, I am very surprised at what happened last year. And, yeah,
So a year later, how would you compare what's happening now to where you guys were a year ago?
I mean, I feel like going into fall camp, I feel like we're definitely way ahead than what we was last year. Going into fall camp, we already have all of our plays installed and stuff like that, and we don't have to go through install 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You know, we just got all the play calls down and ready to roll.
Speaking of having things down, how much is having a new personnel affecting things?
It's just like for them, it's really like a learning experience. You know what I mean? So they're not going to get it right on the first time every time. But like, you know, I try to tell them, don't get frustrated, because over time you're just going to continue to get it more and more. And then, you know, you don't have to have it down right now, but by game time you have to have it down. So yeah, it's a learning process.
You talked about being a leader.
Right.
What motivated you to step up?
You know, I feel like leadership is just big in my family and what I do and stuff like that. My dad taught me how to be a leader at a young age, and so I just feel like, you know, I had great leaders to look up to, like Zion Childress and Max Harrison, but now they're gone, so it's like, you know, it was only right for me just to step up and take the role.
We've seen your role grow.
How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Corey Bosmer here with Ty Bryant. Ty, aside from being a product of the state of Kentucky, what led to the decision of you coming to the university and playing football here?
Honestly, probably the relationships that I have with the staff. Coach Merrill did recruit me to come here, but I talked to Coach Bafano and stuff like that, Coach White, a lot my senior year, and I feel like ultimately this is the place for me to be.
What have you learned about yourself from last year to help better prepare you for this upcoming season?
I learned a lot about myself. You know, I learned a lot about handling adversity, to say the least. You know, last year didn't go the way that we wanted it to, me personally. The goals that I had, I didn't achieve those either. But it just, you know, it taught me just how to handle adversity, how to handle it the right way. You know, that's something that you really need beyond football. You need that for life. But it also taught me, like, some more leadership skills. I had a great leader to look up to in Zion Childress, and he left. He's with the Cowboys now, so, you know, it was only right for me to step up and take that role.
Being your second year, do you ever have any younger guys looking to you for advice?
Yeah, for sure. Got my dog right here, man. C4. A lot of the guys on the defensive end and the offensive end, but I really, like, you know, it's a dream come true, honestly. You know, sitting there and they asking me, Ty, what do I do with this and what do I do with that? Not even guys like in my group, like guys beyond my group, like linebackers, stuff like that. You know, I just feel like, you know, it's a trust factor. You know, they trust me. They can come to me, ask me any question, and I'm gonna tell them the real.
Thanks, man. How do I find
Real leader right here, big guy.
I appreciate that.
What is the favorite thing about your game if you had to pick something that you do? What's the favorite thing about your own game?
I feel like the versatility. My dad preached being versatile when I was young so much. So
Don't forget your mom.
yeah, facts. She did too. But
I'll call her right now. I'm just playing.
But I feel like when I was young, really young, my dad he preached versatility. So I feel like that's my favorite part about my game. Like, I can go play multiple positions and be successful at anything.
All right, I got two more questions for
Cool.
you. What advice do you have for high schoolers and the ever-changing game of sports with NIL and people coming at them, what advice could you give somebody under you or younger than you?
I think really just go where you're wanted. And I mean, money's great, but don't always chase the money, because you're gonna be somewhere at the end of the day. You should be wanting to play ball. And I mean, if you play ball and you do everything the right way, then the money's gonna come to you regardless. So, go where you're wanted. And yeah, go play some ball.
All right, last question. Why Kentucky?
Because I love it here. Why not?
Appreciate you, Doc.
Yes, sir.
Mind if I get you for a second?
Yep, that's fine.